Do you see that great big mountain over there? That's the dividing line. That's Dumfries on the other side. That's Scotland. And I'm in Cumbria. We're on the border of the borders. I'm freezing. In fact, it's so cold, I've just snapped a dog off a lamppost over there. But the fact about it is, why are we here? We're here to visit a factory that produced this stuff, body protection. This stuff is made by a number of different people. D-Tech, that's one of them. Protec, that's another. And this particular company, Knox. All right? And it's used in various different products. Elbows, shoulders and everything, inside jackets, trousers and so on, for your protection. Protection that we all need, because you must have seen it, road racers who fall off as they're going down the road at great speeds and they just brush themselves down and get back on again. It's because they're protected with body armour. So we've come to the factory to have a look at the protection that they make. In fact, it's over here in this rather big unit, and I am sure it's an awful lot warmer inside. Thank you, my love. It's a bit warmer inside here now in this factory. And thanks very much for the cup of tea, Charlotte. It was rather nice. Right then, how do we get to this? Well, there's quite a process, and this is made of 3 layers. 2 layers of foam, and inside there is stuff called Traumalite, which is this, and this is the special stuff that really does the job. It doesn't come to the factory in cut pieces, it comes in great big sheets like that. And the girls have got to put the double-sided sticky tape on here so that it all sticks together at a later date. But of course, we've got to get to this. We've got to cut it out. Well, they don't exactly use a pair of scissors. Oh, no, no, no. Over here are the gentlemen who are cutting it out. And this man here has got some fancy cutting knives. In fact, you may well remember this. Can I just pinch this off here for you? Good on you. When we went to the Altberg boot factory, we showed you these. They cut the leather out on a press. Well, it's the same sort of thing that this man uses over here to cut these out. That's some serious tonnage coming down on that knife, cutting this out. And he's got to twist it round and everything so he can get the most out of a sheet of material. Then when he's done that, of course, it's got to all be stuck together. Well, that's over here where the ladies are. I'll show you that. Now, this is a busy place over here with the girls in action. So we have a bucket full of bits. We've got the 2 layers of the foam and we've got the Traumalite that's been cut out. Before we go any further, we have to get some holes placed into it and we have to worm these bits. Oh, I do know my stuff, you know, look at this. And this is to get all the little bits out so it breathes when it's inside your jacket or your jeans or whatever. And then the 3 pieces have to be stuck together, and this is what the girls are doing now. And they're hurrying up at the moment because they're going on the lunch break, aren't you girls, eh? I noticed you got rid of all this lot very, very quick. And then when the girls have stuck it all together, it goes over here to the ladies who are forming it. It's very hot, that stuff, you know, they won't let me near that. Dangerous. And that's hot stuff, and it moulds it into place and gets the shape. Like that. Oh, that's lovely and warm. This is another couple of the machines that do the moulding, the warming up process. And warming isn't the word for it, because this baby heats up to 240 degrees. Hot stuff, eh? Now, I need to tell you a little bit about this stuff. There's the bits and pieces which are glued together before they're moulded into this. But the stuff that they're using here is clever. So clever that, in fact, people like Alan Shearer and Michael Owen, what's that got to do with motorcycles, you might ask? Well, they use this stuff as shin protection. Now, they value their legs at a few quid, several £1 million, I would say. So if they value their legs such, do you value your body? It's worth considering some body protection, something as good as this. So, they're put together like that, moulded to give the final product. Bit of Velcro on there, ready to stick into place or wherever. And I really don't know where you're supposed to put that. Every single article that comes out of the factory here has to be stamped and marked like this. And there's reasons for it. First of all, of course, the product brand, and also to whom it's going to. In this case, MQP. It could have Spiddy written on, Belstaff, Frank Thomas, whoever it's for. Also, the part number, so they know that it fits an arm, a knee, a shoulder. And most importantly, it's got to have the CE approval kite mark. And to meet that CE approval level, everything has to be tested. And it's tested to a very, very high standard, I can assure you. Using a very heavy weight dropped onto the body armour. A heavy weight like this. This is 5 kilograms, the same weight as 5 bags of sugar, the same weight as a dead arm. In fact, very, very heavy indeed. My arm is aching from that. And they don't just test their own stuff, they test everything. They test stuff to destruction, and not everything meets the standard they want, so that can go in the bin. But rest assured, if it's got a CE approval stamp on it, it is plenty good enough. All right? Jeff Capes, eat your heart out. I hope they've got another one of them. So how were things at the bike show then? Because we spoke at the bike show. Well, when I say we spoke at the bike show, you didn't have much to say for yourself, did you? In fact, you're ignorant, aren't you, really? People like you get on my piggy nerves. Sorry, I was having a little chat with people that usually do ignore me, like these two fellas here. Truth is, I want to show you this. This is a packet. This is an upgrade kit. You can buy the elbows and shoulder protection for as little as £15. You buy a piece to go in the back of your jacket for 15 quid. Now, isn't 30 quid worth it when you consider that could just save you? I mean, you'll spend 300 or 400 quid on a lid to go on your head. What's 30 quid to protect your body? That's the upgrade kit. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about this stuff. You see, this protection gear goes all over the world. In fact, they're sending boxes out as we speak to Indonesia and France and so on. It's clever stuff. So R&D is of the greatest importance, and I'm going to show you something here that, in fact, you're not supposed to see. This is stuff of the future. Very technical, very pretty, isn't it? In fact, don't get close, you're not allowed to see it. In fact, I'm going to hide it from you now. Because stuff like that is going to be used in the new body protection of the future. And you see this? This is the stuff they're going to use in the pillars and such, in the cars, American cars. And in a number of years, if it hasn't got this stuff in it to protect you around your head and the roof area, then you can't sell that car in America, because protection is obviously very, very important there. And it's this trauma light used in the body protection in these suits. See this suit here? This is £170 worth. And it's perfect if you are a bit of a scratcher and a bit of a racer, because that'll go inside your leather suit. It'll also go underneath your textile gear as well. And they do it in a jacket and jeans separate for the same sort of money, about 170 quid. And it's stretchy and fits really tight, because the ideal way of wearing this gear is to fasten it straight and tight against your arms, legs and so on. Now, you can't pop rivet, can you, or staple it against you. So fit it into a tight suit and then it doesn't move, because obviously your jacket and your trousers move a lot and your body armour will move with it. So that's the perfect way of doing it. Now, I wonder whether they do it. Yeah, it's stretchy enough. That might just get one to fit me. Anyway, do you want to come with me and we'll go and get a pint? Don't want to go for a pint with you anyway, you dumb dummy. Nobody ever wants to go for a drink with me. Now listen, take note of what I've had to say. The reason being is it's not going to cost you a lot. I know we all think about our pocket, don't we? Fair dinkum. You know, we haven't exactly got a fortune to spare. But next time you consider going out and buying yourself a brand new coat just to look a bit posy on your R1, your ZX9 or your Fireblade, think twice. Keep the jacket you've got and put some body protection in it. It's cheap, you know. I go everywhere, fully kitted out, every time I go on my motorcycle with body protection. Taxi! Taxi!